Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Home of Politics. If you are here for the first time, please hit the subscribe button, like my videos, and leave a comment in the comment section so that we can continue together as I know your opinions. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, since election period up to now, it is almost 1 year in the office, and it have been very surprising for Kenyans to see a rare photo of President William Samoei Ruto and Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga very close together, humbly, with no any other rumor circulating around them because they decided to organize themselves without involving other people from their political parties. For example, maybe President William Samoei Ruto agreeing to meet Raila Odinga in presence of maybe Rigathi Gachagua and other insiders of this president. At the same time, it is a rare thing to see Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga maybe deciding to meet this president of Kenya without involving his co-principals like Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, and he decides to go there by himself. Although it was a rare thing, but it has been proven yesterday when President William Samoei Ruto decided to meet President of Uganda, Honorable Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, together with Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And this has left so many people shocked because of the history of politics, the way these two leaders of Kenya have been behaving. They have been behaving as if they are permanent enemies whom they cannot meet, discuss, take a coffee together, work together, or sit in the same meeting in case of anything, or they cannot meet. It's like everybody is running his own affairs in the same country, prominent leaders, and yet they cannot talk. And so, out of expectation, people have been judging this issue of seeing these two leaders together as something to do with the handshake. But it is not the way people are seeing it because those people who are obsessed with maybe politics and some of the enmities that it is not related to the facts. This makes other people to hate other people because of no reason. For instance, leaders clash. In politics, there is no permanent enmity and they are free to meet anytime. They can insult each other, they can brush shoulders, but at the end of it all, they meet, they solve their own things, and things go on well for the goodness of the nation. And so a rare photo was posted, that photo of President William Samoei Ruto together with the President of Uganda and Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga together. This shows it is a significant issue for the President of the state to leave the state together with the leader of the opposition to go and have a serious meeting. And so it was not things to do with meeting of the politics of Kenya, but it was the interest of the politics and the well-being of the region, not only Kenya or Uganda, but as a region, like for example, the East African region. And so talk of the meeting of these three leaders, it is the way of maybe showing sign of unity in Kenya that is existing right now because we have been knowing the president and the leader of the opposition. They have not been in good terms. They have not been meeting because of the issues and the agendas that are differing from one step to another, or difference in ideas and opinions, of which it is acceptable because politics, it is a difference of ideas and how you deliver the strategies to your people. And so meeting President of Uganda on the Twitter account of Raila Amolo Odinga, together with that one of the Twitter handle of President William Samoei Ruto, they both posted on their pages of how they adored the meeting of this meeting in the Uganda, and it was not something to do with the joke. The first thing they discussed was about the issue of the two countries diplomatic relationship between Kenya and Uganda. Yet we know Kenya and Uganda are neighboring countries. They have been doing trade together. They have been cooperating in so many policies, and so there was need for these leaders to meet there. Apart from that, we see this issue of AUC chairmanship, that Raila Amolo Odinga decided to be a candidate. And so this was the bottom line of the meeting, because we see President of Uganda, Honorable Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga. This means that the candidature of Raila Amolo Odinga has been accepted in Kenya. In Uganda, it has been accepted because the president has also endorsed it, and he has been backed up by Honorable William Samoei Ruto. And so it is a win-win for Kenya, because they have to cooperate. They have to look for these votes of AU chairmanship together, because just in case today President William Samoei Ruto wakes up and decides to say that he does not recognize Raila Amolo Odinga as an able leader who can lead Africa, then it will be something that will affect the candidature of Raila Amolo Odinga, because if the president himself from your nation does not have faith in you, how can you convince the rest of East African region and the rest of Africa that you can deliver appropriately in the AU Commission chairmanship? And so it is the mandate of the president to make sure that he is selling out Raila Amolo Odinga in a positive way, so that the the well-being of the nation, of the East African region and Africa at large can be seen. This has started with Uganda, and Uganda has accepted Raila Amolo Odinga. We don't know which is the next country, because we know for good sake a lot of Kenya has good relationship with many nations here in Africa. And we have not found ourselves in scandals or in problems to an extent that maybe there is something to do with the enmity existing between one nation or another. Only maybe in terms of other region where we are having maybe issues of enmity because of terrorism and other attacks, but Kenya is ambassador of peace. They are championing for unity, love and peace in all Africa and other regions. And so to be accepted as a candidate of AU, Raila might find it very easy because of the history of Kenya, the way they are collaborating and relating with other nations. This is because maybe Kenya is on the front line to be ambassador of peace, to champion for the good relationship with other nations. For example, maybe the issue that involves the peacekeeping in our region. Kenya have been in the front line to help in peacekeeping missions in other nations. There have been people who are there for others. And so for Raila Amolo Odinga, according to the relationship that Kenya has been establishing with other nations, then we see it going a success. And so this was something that has amazed a lot of Kenyans, to see these two leaders together. I think it is something like a surprise, because they have decided to meet Raila Odinga and President William Samoei Ruto themselves in absence of other political influencers. This is because maybe just in case Raila Odinga could come maybe with Kalonzo Musyoka, and maybe President William Samoei Ruto could back himself along with Rigathi Gachagua or one of his favorite MPs, then it could escalate a lot of things which it could not be easy to solve. And so their step of deciding to work together as leaders has shown great maturity in politics. By the way, it is not the first time we are seeing maybe President William Samoei Ruto trying to bring his head or his reasoning together with Raila Amolo Odinga. No. The first and foremost thing that Kenya should remember or put in mind is that is that Raila Amolo Odinga is the father of this president of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. This is because back in the years, Raila Amolo Odinga has been the one who has been nurturing President William Samoei Ruto when they were in politics. And there was a time when Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto were very close, to an extent that they went ahead at least to to fight for the votes that had been stolen from Raila Amolo Odinga during the eras that passed. And so these leaders have been close, only that the difference in their ideologies and strategies of winning the leadership of Kenya, it's what changed, and it made these leaders to part ways because of their reasons. And so right now we are seeing the intentions of these leaders again working together. And so what we should learn from this is that we should wish our own leader well, because even if you bring in the issue to do with the local politics, it will not affect the issue of AU leadership, because it is the interest of the region and not the interest of a nation or the interest of an individual. This is because despite Raila Amolo Odinga being the leader of opposition, being a leader who is disagreeing on daily basis with the ideologies of President of Kenya, it is his mandate to work close with the President of Kenya again in order to attain the goals and the well-being of the region and Africa at large. And so for now, they are putting aside their political or their local differences back at home in Kenya, so that they can help solve problems that are existing in Africa. And I'm sure after they move from Uganda, which is a member of the East African community, then they will move to another nation, maybe like Tanzania, going to Ethiopia, and so forth, so that this campaign of achieving together can come to succeed. And so people should stop the issue of maybe putting the it in a negative way, to see like maybe President William Samoei Ruto wants to push away Raila Amolo Odinga. No, these two leaders are very cunning. They have been working together for the several years before Raila Amolo Odinga and this President William Samoei Ruto parted their ways. And so you might not know what is cooking, but by now it is very evident that there is nothing that can separate Raila Amolo Odinga and President William Samoei Ruto from working together to attain the goals of the region. And as the history of Kenya has been going through politics, and I don't know, these people can be seen as enemies, then they can change ideas anytime, and you can even see Raila Amolo Odinga working with President William Samoei Ruto, even in the government of Kenya today. That will be their own decision. And we know Raila Odinga very well, because if we decide today it is left, he will go left, and every follower of Raila Odinga will follow left. And so we should not take it as something that is very strange. It's something that we cannot welcome it, seeing these leaders working together, reasoning together, posing a photo together, or visiting the same place together and having a cup of coffee as a thing that is prohibited. But instead, let us be flexible and be open minded, because anything can happen. In leadership, you have to be very creative to win your winnings. And so, according to me, it is something that has impressed me so much, because we never expected to see Raila Odinga and President William Samoei Ruto being very close together, agreeing to do something together for the benefit of supporting each other. And this tells us that even if back at home here in Kenya, our local politics maybe has got a lot of difference, then it is assuring us that come in the near future, as much as Raila is in a good place or a safe place, then know that also William Ruto or any other leader in Kenya is a good, safe place. Because if somebody is having a problem somewhere, then it will be the mandate of these leaders to come together, solve the problem, because at the end of the day, we all need each other despite of our differences and any other factors that might hinder our relationship back in the ground. I do not know what is your ideas in the comment section, but send me your ideas in the comment section about how you see the candidature of Raila Amolo Odinga in the AUC chairmanship. Going to to be very successful if he continue being in the way, or if he continue campaigning with the president. Will you what is your idea in the comment section? Share with me. Actually, I like us to express this because it's something that has made us to feel very proud, because at the end of the day, despite you being in the opposition, being in the government, but when it is your duty, or when the duty calls, you have to leave alone all the differences, support each other, and at the end of the day, seeing the peace prevailing in the region. Thank you so much. Have a good day.